Hi, welcome to this video on IELTS Writing Task 1. Specifically based on vocabulary for maps. We already had this video on vocabulary for tables, graphs and pie charts. And in this video, we're going to cover vocabulary that can be used with maps. Maps, it's yet another common question type when in writing task 1. So in map related questions, what you get as input or what you get in the question paper is you get the map from different time periods and you need to compare and you need to write the report. And what you need to write in the report is you have to report the changes that happened in a place during a specific period. So the maps will be from different time periods. It can be, or it can be from the same time period also, okay? It can be from two different time periods from the past, or it can be one from the past and one from the present, or it can be from the present and future, or you can get three different maps, one from the past, one from the present, and one from the future. So basically what you need to do is you need to compare the maps from different time periods and you need to write your report. So in doing so, what kind of words you should be using, we'll find out through this video. Before getting on to the vocabulary, we need to identify the main features that you will come across in a map. So some of the main features that can be seen in a map are, one will be buildings. For instance, if you see on the screen this university, hall of residence, train station, new shopping centers, all these are buildings. So buildings is one category. Then you have buildings. Then another category can be transport facilities. Transport facilities like tram line, then port, then roadways. All these fall under transport facilities, or it can be leisure facilities. Like for instance, bars and clubs, then swimming pools, gym, tennis court, all of these fall under leisure. Then it can be vegetation. Vegetation means it's collection of plants or trees, as in you can see here. It can be trees, forests, then farmlands, orchards, all these fall under vegetation. So these are some of the common categories or features that you get to see in a map. Now let's see what kind of words can be used associated with each of these categories. Okay. Basically, we'll be describing changes in a map. I said that we get maps from two different time periods and you have to describe the changes that happened in a place over the given time period. So words to show changes is related to buildings. Now, this constructed, built, established, you can see it in green color. So these are used when something has been newly introduced. If there is a new hospital, if there is a new school, if there is a new auditorium, then you can say that a school has been constructed or a school has been built or a hospital has been established. When you're putting in something new, you can go for these words which you see in green. Now, if you're making changes to an already existing building, then you can go for words which you can see in blue. For instance, you can say expanded. The building has been expanded, or it can be modernized, or it was renovated, developed, transformed. All these can be used. All these words which you can see in blue can be used. Then another word that you can see is replaced. Replaced means, okay, in one map at a specific location you see a building. Now in the new map, this has been replaced by another building, maybe a bigger one. This might be a school, this might be a hospital. So when such changes happen, we say that the school has been replaced by a hospital. Now, if in one map you see school at this point, and in the next map you see the school is not there, it's at a different location, then you can use words like moved, shifted, relocated. To show movement, you can use words like moved, shifted, relocated. Now, if you want to say that In a map, like a lot of changes have happened, but for one specific building, nothing has happened. Then you can say that the school was maintained, or that was maintained as such. Then you can go for this word, maintained, if no changes have happened. Now, if the building is no more there, it is completely gone, then you can use words like demolished, knocked down, the words which you see in red. So changes can be completely new, something newly has been introduced, or an existing building, some changes have been brought about, or that building is no more. So in each of these situations, what kinds of words can be used? That's what we have seen now. And you can also see a few examples. A new school has been constructed. Since it's new, you can use the word constructed. The hospital was modernized. Modernized means the hospital was already there. It has been modernized. It has been made better. When would you say it has been modernized? If you see an expansion, like new blocks have been added to the hospital you see as such, but in the new map, or in one map you see one basic structure, and in another map you see new blocks added to the hospital, means then you can say that it has been modernized, or you can say it has been expanded. Then the train station has been relocated. Relocated means it has moved from one position in one map, and in the next map it's in another place. Then the library will be demolished. Now will be means maybe a future map, a plan of a place has been given. You are given a current map and you're given a map as a plan. So in the plan, you're not seeing the library. So you can say that the library will be demolished. In one map, library is there, and in the map which has been planned for a future year, in that map, you're not seeing the library, then you can say that the library will be demolished. You should be very careful with the tenses also. When you are describing, or when you're comparing two maps, both from the past, everything should be in the past tense. Now, if you have a comparison of the past and the present, then you can go for sentence construction like has been constructed or has been relocated. The hospital was modernized means both the maps are from the past. The library will be demolished means one map in the past or present, and the next map is pointing to the future. Okay. Now these are the words that you can use with buildings. Now that is one feature that you see in maps, buildings. Now next, vegetation. Now with vegetation, the kind of words that you can use: planted. If you're newly introducing the plants, you can say planted. Now if you're not making any changes, you can say preserved or remain intact. Now if that has been, the plantation or the vegetation has been completely removed or cleared, we can use words like removed, cleared, cut down, chopped down. See, this cut down, chop down and all are very specific to or exclusive to vegetation. You cannot use chop down or cut down with buildings. You know that. Just the same way the words demolished cannot be used for vegetation also. So you should be careful while picking words. Here are a few examples. Several trees were planted, which means that introduced, were planted in the area between 1990 and 2000. Both are past years. That's why it's been said several trees were planted. Now, if it was past and present, how you would be saying it? Several trees have been planted. It has been planted in the past and still now it's there. The effect is still there. So you can say that have been planted. Now, since both are past years, you can say several trees were planted. The forest near the river has been chopped down. Now, which means that now it's completely gone. In the past it was there, now it's no more there. The farmland will be preserved, which means that the farmland which you're seeing in the current map, you're seeing the same in the future map also. So you can say that it will be preserved. No changes are happening to the farmland. These are the words or vocabulary that you can use with vegetation. Now, words to show changes related to leisure or transportation facilities. When something has been introduced, you can say that opened, set up, or developed. Now, for showing changes regarding leisure or transportation, some of the words related to buildings can also be used here. Okay, developed or expanded. Then what would you say, constructed. All of these related to buildings is also applicable to transportation or leisure facilities. I'll show you a few examples. A new cinema has recently opened. Then the train station has been renovated, change. Then a bike sharing system will be set up. Okay. A new subway system was introduced. So you probably would be given 2 maps from the past. Then the park area has been converted. So these are the kinds of words that you can use with transportation or leisure facilities. And some of the words that you use with transportation and leisure can actually be used also with buildings. So now that we have covered the different kinds of words that can be used to describe changes associated with the different features that you see in a map. With buildings, what kinds of words can be used to show change? With vegetation, what kinds of words you can use? And with transportation and leisure, what kind of words can we use? Now we have gone through that. Then another set of words or vocabulary that comes with maps are words to show location. We already saw words to show changes. Now words to show location. These are the words to show location. In front of, adjacent, across, next to the left, to the right, opposite, nearby, behind, beside. These words will also be required when you're describing or reporting maps. For instance, you can say the sports complex opposite to the city hall, or you can say the residential, okay, the library opposite to the residential area, or you can say the parking lot adjacent or beside the residential area, or the university behind the parking lot, or the residential area in front of the university. So these kinds of words will also be helpful when it comes to maps. These are words to show location: left, right, in front, behind, adjacent, beside, opposite, and so on. Now we have one more set of vocabulary: words to show position. Apart from this location, we also sometimes will have to, or it will be good if you can use these words associated with position. That's direction: north, south, west, east, northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast. Now you can see the cardinal points given here. Even if these cardinal points are not given here, you can use these position words, assuming that this is north, this is west, east, and south. For instance, you can say that the hospital located in the northeastern region of the town. Or you can say, for instance, this one, the supermarket located in the southeastern part. Or you can say one feature relative to another feature, one feature's position relative to another one. For instance, you can say, suppose if you're taking hospital. So if you're saying one feature or one building relative, one building's position relative to the position of another, for instance, you can say that the cafe which is located to the south of the station. Now, with respect to the station, the cafe is to the south of it. Or the hospital which is located or situated to the north of the station. So, with respect to one building, you can describe the position or the position of another one. That is also fine. Or generally, you can mention the positions, just simply north, south, west, or east. And when you are mentioning position, see, always you have to prefix with to the south, to the north, to the northeast. That's very important. The hospital if you're talking about this hospital, the hospital to the northeastern side of whichever town it is, you have to mention that name. You cannot simply say that the hospital in the northeast. No, always say to. Okay. Now we have covered the vocabulary associated with different, or in the vocabulary that can be used with different situations when it comes to map questions. First, we saw words that can be used with changes. Then we saw words that can be used with location. Then we saw words that can be used with position. So we have covered almost all the areas. And before winding up, one more thing that you need to remember is that while writing reports for maps, you always need to use passive voice to describe changes. Now, what is the difference between active voice and passive voice? In active voice, you are giving importance to the doer of the action. In passive voice, you're giving importance to the action. Now, in the first example, the building expanded. And the second one, the building was expanded. Now, can the building expand on its own? No. You need an external force to do that action. So if you need an external force to do that action, then it becomes passive. So when it comes to map, all these exchanges, whether it be expansion or removal or changes, it cannot happen on its own, whether it be buildings, vegetation or transport or leisure, none of them cannot change by themselves. So we will always follow this passive sentence construction to describe changes. This active voice sentences are completely wrong. And one more, you should always go for passive voice. Then another thing that you need to remember is that when you are writing predictions, that is, if there is a plan for the future, you're given a map which shows the date as 2027. So it's a prediction. But even though it's a prediction, a well-established plan is there. So to describe something, a feature from that map, you can say that a hospital, suppose if you see a new hospital in 2027, which was not there in 2025, the hospital was not there, but here in 2027, you see a hospital. So you can say that a hospital will be set up adjacent to the residential area. Now, what I want to say is that a hospital is expected to be built adjacent to the residential area. Sometimes students write so because it's not yet built. So they say that it's expected to be built. No, that's a wrong usage. It's definitely there in the plan. So it's safe to say it will be set up. You need not go for usages like a hospital will probably be built, or a hospital is expected to be built, or a hospital is likely to be built. No, you can be sure a hospital will be set up. With that, we come to the end of this video based on vocabulary that can be used with maps. We'll be back with more such videos. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you.
MedCity International Academy. Trusted hands forever.